Hey, South Bay. I'm Jeff Pollard at solarpowerthepeople.org and Jeff Pollard11 on Instagram. I'm with BRILLA Samay, and she's an astrologer. We're gonna talk astrology. We're gonna do some tarot cards. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for talking to me. I'm really excited.
I appreciate it because I forced her to have the sun face me. I'm not too good with this. I'm gonna be making weird faces and all that.
I'm gonna suck it up.
Okay.
I'm friends with the sun.
All right, but please tell me about your world. Tell me, so we're at the Torrance Antique Fair, which is like the fourth week of every month. That's where you can find her most times. Tell me about your world, please.
Yeah, sure. So I started first with astrology. I started learning about astrology, you could say maybe like 10 years ago, right? Where I just was interested in some of the main points. But then, I don't really share this part much of like what really got me into astrology, but you could say a really dark period where I was needing a lot of answers. And so from that, it's really typical where you're supposed to go, you've been taught not to take that route. So for a long time, the answers were in, the messages I was getting was like astrology or zodiac signs, and I was taught that that's not something you're supposed to do. So it took me a little time to get into the groove of it, or just even look up anything that had to do with astrology. But eventually I did, and I discovered the world of astrology, the teachings that it had, the planets and the systems and the patterns, and it changed my life. It brought the answers that I needed and healing. And it's interesting because I enrolled myself in a professional school, and it was more for myself, for I wanted to learn, I wanted to become my own astrologer. But soon enough into it, I learned that you can't really be your own astrologer because you will be biased and want to shape your world into it. It's kind of like you want the outside perspective, the outside experience. So I'm still not even technically my own astrologer. I still go to my mentors and the people who taught me. But so I had to do something with all the knowledge that I had. So I said, I'm gonna start sharing with people their star signs, what they need to know. Maybe they're interested because I know so much of it, and it really took off. I'm so thankful.
That was an interesting remark. So you could read, something from me, but is it kind of like, how doctors, they don't want to like diagnose themselves, they talk with others, so you can't really do it to yourself?
Yeah, especially tarot.
Okay.
The reason why, well, at least I haven't gotten there. When we read for ourselves, we really have to put the ego aside and be able to look at the hard truth. And you also have your own set of fears, blockages, and it's like you're looking for the flashlight and you don't know where it is. So even though the tarot can say a message, you can interpret it in a certain kind of way, or you read the worst into the spread when another person could see the potential, because that other person is not in the tunnel.
Yeah.
So oftentimes, I've taught my sister enough for her to troubleshoot me. So she's the one who does my cards and my readings. So.
But how come when your sister does it, you always have the death card or something?
It's more reading her.
Okay. I was like, that's a mean seduction.
It's for her. It's a message for her. No.
King of bad jokes, by the way.
I'm actually really impressed you know that card.
Well, I try to, learn as much as I can.
Okay.
But yeah, no.
That's so funny.
It's just because I've always gotten. No, I was kidding.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to get into this.
Let's just say time's running out after this interview. No, but no, that's what I love. Thank you for kind of played along with that. But she can tell me some things. Is there something we can do? Is there something you can demonstrate?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
If you're comfortable enough with it, we can do a mini reading for you.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, and share with me, would you have like a specific question, or you just want like a general message?
Well, I guess my general message is that thank you for allowing that. It's just because you know, I definitely want to help. You know, this is why I have this kind of channel. This is why I have everything. You know, I have a non-profit that I want to boom so that I can help humanity. It's not one of those things. I just want to help.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how can I boost this, or what is it? What do the cards have in store for me?
Sure.
Because I don't even know if I'm asking the right question.
No, it's totally valid. You want to know what you need to know to be of service to humanity.
Oh my, that's
yeah.
a better way to put it.
Right, okay. And those are the kind of best questions.
Okay. Cool.
So typically I just have you state your name and birthday if you're comfortable with saying that, we can.
Okay, my name is Jeff Pollard, September 5th, 1986. But I am 22 years old.
Okay. So I usually do this.
Okay.
Don't worry, every tarot person does their own kind of thing here, but
Can I show the camera
sure.
when I pick it up or whatnot?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, tough. I'm jumping ahead. Please tell me what to do.
So your job is done,
Ah.
in the sense of setting your inquiry, your intention, your question,
Okay.
and then I get to read. So now I'll just turn over the cards and see what it says. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I love the Goonies, if you could hear that. Can you hold up the camera and tell us?
Hold up the cards.
Hold up,
Yeah.
sorry, card.
So for the camera to be like this.
Should it be upside down?
Yeah,
Oh.
I do work with reversals.
We are not upside down. This card, okay. Okay.
So let's just go here. This gives me background information.
Hey.
That's you, that's the Virgo card. Okay, so the Chariot being reversed, it does show rites of passages that we all live. So it's a very, it always serves as a reminder that we all have a journey. We all have milestones in our life. And the Chariot does show that you are around some kind of milestone. Something that is probably not the funnest of times, but that you have to kind of put yourself through. So I like to refer to that card as a rite of passage. When it's reversed though, that journey or that part of yourself that has to go through a journey is kind of unclear or being held back in some way. And you could say things like, so the Seven of Swords, this card is about your mind and how you can go into overthinking things a little bit too much, and where instead of just kind of going through the motion of it, you can stop yourself by doing the thinking, going into the thinking. And this card, Page of Cups, it can bring in some fears in regards to what you see. So it's kind of like, it's like when I picture this a little bit, I see like playing a video game and reaching a checkpoint, and knowing that you're like not fully done with the road, but you can still reach that checkpoint. So intuitively I'm seeing you kind of like reaching for that button, if that makes sense. Two of Swords goes into, it's reversed. So these are decisions that you have to make. And so it could be that sometime this year you had to go into a crossroads in some way. You had to make a decision, but this is kind of sitting in the space of, did I make the right choice? Was this the best for me? And so the Hermit wants to kind of isolate and retrieve again to kind of rethink this decision or the route that you took. That's that. So one of the things, this is the Moon reversed. One of the things I would say is to start working with your intuition, because your intuition is very much guiding you, but it's being challenged by yourself. So the outcome, Page of Pentacles, is being able to get the networks, the community, the people that you need by your side. So I think once you, it's interesting, all the cards are reversed. Once you go through this rite of passage, this journey that you just need to kind of push through, a lot more will become clear. Like your road, your path will become clear.
Okay.
The people that you're going to work with, the people you need to associate with and connect with, email, that will become clear too, and it will be actually brought to you. So the thing I would say that would probably be getting in the way is relaxing the thought process, trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, because you know a lot more than you give yourself credit for.
Okay. I'm a little unclear with the reverse part again. Can you explain what the reverse means?
So it doesn't always mean bad. You can have good cards that are reversed, bad cards that are reversed. It just means that the energy of that card is inverted or changed. So like if we go into, well, I kind of explained the Chariot a little bit. So the Hermit is a good one.
Okay.
The Hermit typically it's ruled by Virgo. So this is you.
Okay.
When it's upside, in its right position,
Okay.
it shows a person is in a place of isolation and dwelling.
Okay.
It's like going into a place of trying to sort out, but really not seeing hope for yourself, or kind of not being your best advocate, you could say. But when it's reversed, you say, oh, this person is coming out of that. This person is moving forward from being in a place of isolation, from being in a place of not socializing. So to me, this speaks to you are ready to come out to the world, but the last piece becomes the Moon, which says you still feel very fragile, you still feel very vulnerable, and almost like you can easily be hurt again. And what will help with that is standing strong in your own intuition and really knowing being emotionally in tune with yourself. Like, what is it that I feel? That way you can protect yourself and not feel vulnerable.
Interesting. Okay.
Does that resonate with you? That's the most important part.
Always. Yeah. Got that introvert part down for sure. Cool. So, thank you. And that concludes that?
Yeah.
For the most part?
Yeah, it's funny because tarot can keep on going.
Sure.
We can keep on pulling, we can keep on everything or asking you questions, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, is there anything else you can verbally tell, the audience what they can in store? Is this primarily it? Is this all of it? In terms of like everything that's you, like that you want to promote?
Yeah, so, this message is kind of universal, I think, that is on my mind, is a lot of the times people ask me, what is the difference in tarot and astrology? Because I do both. And I always like to tell my clients that tarot looks into possible timelines. These are possible futures, possible outcomes that you can manifest. So it is a more divinative art or a way of looking at yourself, your energetic field. It's very intuitive, it goes into your energy, and it picks up the now moment, so it's very detailed. Astrology is it's less energetic in that sense and very practical, more about your patterns and cycles of life. It can define like the themes that you're working with, the lessons you're learning, the big stuff, the template or the container of your life. So yeah, I think when I work with my clients, we do both.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll be very honest with the client and say we're astrologied out. Like we've got the container, the template. We now need to do a little bit of tarot to see where your alignment is, where you tune into it. Yeah. And then sometimes more often I'll tell my tarot clients, we're tarot out. We need to we're looking too much at the details, too much of the moments. We need to look at the bigger picture.
So she reverse cards it.
Yeah, it's totally cool. So you get the best of both worlds, I would say.
All right, I like that. Thank you so much. I always like to kind of end with like words of wisdom from this particular person. If you were to make the world better, it could be related to this, it could be unrelated, it could be anything you want it to be. If you can make the world better, what's a little piece of advice you could tell people? It could be reading a book, it could be going for a walk, it could be anything you want.
What would I say? So much. I think for the most part, it's always walking your truth, find your truth, because that's something that nobody can take away from you.
Okay.
And your truth ends up shaping your reality.
Okay.
So.
To be honest, truthful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like it.
Yes. That goes into higher philosophies and just knowing what the vision of yourself is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
All her information will be blasted. It'll be in the bottom of this video. It'll be on all the Instagram, all that stuff. So
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you. This
Appreciate
was
it.
so much fun. Thank you for getting a public reading. You know, it's not always, not a lot of people are up for it, to getting public readings, and they're hard to find. So I'm very appreciative that you were willing to get a reading for everyone to see.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
All
you so
right. Thank you, everybody, once again. So please check it out. Can you tell everybody where we can find you, everything?
So my website is brillasamay.com. It's just my name. And also my Instagram, brillasamay.
Perfect.
brillasamay. TikTok at brillasamay. Everything's just my name.
All right. And like I said, I'll write it all down. So thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.